come as no surprise that it was the idea of getting richer that originally got the Europeans interested in world exploration. Richer by trading in Asian luxury items such as silks, spices, jewels, and porcelains. But in the 15th century, there was an obstacle to that trade. The fact that it was completely controlled by hostile Muslim nations who ruled key lands between Christian Europe and the great trading centers of the Far East. The trade in Asian goods had long followed very definite routes. Goods were transported from the Far East, either by Muslim caravans thousands of miles overland to Mediterranean ports, or in small Muslim ships from India that sailed across the Indian Ocean into the Red Sea. From Red Sea ports, Asian goods usually were carried across the desert to the Nile River, where they went by ship down the river to the Mediterranean Sea. Once the goods reached the Mediterranean ports, the Muslim traders would sell them only to merchants from the Italian city-states of Genoa and Venice. Of the two, Venice was the most powerful, for not only did it have the greatest marketplace in the Western world, it also had special trading privileges in 5 important Muslim cities. Other European nations had never been successful in changing the strict trading arrangements between the Italians and the Muslims. So, in the early 1400s, Spain and Portugal started to look for ways of bypassing the Muslim territories so they could trade directly with Asia. But it was clear that to do this, new sea routes to the east would have to be found. However, at that time, this was a very extreme notion, because Portuguese and Spanish ships had never ventured more than 800 miles from their shores, and they realized that if they were to find a new sea route to Asia, they would have to learn a lot more about navigation, the method by which sailors learn the positions of their ships at sea, or they could get hopelessly lost. And yet, they were completely unfamiliar with astronomy and mathematics, the 2 crucial sciences upon which navigation depends. In fact, Europeans of the 15th century knew less about science and geography than did the ancient Romans 1,300 years before.